James, Tony, looking at your landscape assignment. Uh, this looks really good. I just looked at the thumbnails and let's see here. So really a nice selection of images of the shut-ins place. So I'm looking at how you shot with your camera. ISO speed of 100. That's fantastic for outside. Aperture of 16 to be able to get all that depth of field. Really very nice. Good exposure. Nice color. Very well done. And this one, okay, so I'm reading here what exposure compensation would not slow the shutter speed down enough to get the softening. So you used a variable density filter instead. And wow, the fact that you even knew that you could do something like that is really wonderful. So, and you of course can see just the magical effect that neutral density filter can do for you. So beautifully done, incredible, great shot, and I imagine it would look really fantastic as black and white too. ISO 100, everything looks fantastic. Okay, great. Okay, here we are, just looking at again at the picture. Nice composition. This little branch of tree here, kind of framing things from the right. And in terms of composition and everything, it looks really very nice. I like how there's a reflection of the blue down here in this little pool from the blue sky there. It really adds to the feel of the picture. And whenever you're doing anything like this, when you're working with complementary colors, because you almost have some yellows here, yellows and blues are complementary colors, and so you always have this nice I guess cooperation between the two colors like that. And so very nicely done. Okay, and the same thing also here too. It's I don't know where the Castor River shut-ins are, but this looks like a really beautiful place. And certainly beautiful weather that you had here too. This is really wonderful that you had this nice beautiful weather that day. And then in terms of like composition and everything, what you have almost this kind of little V shape going on right here, so that's really very nice. And you have another little V shape right here, and then another little V shape right here, and so these triangular kinds of compositions always are very pleasing in terms of balance and everything. So whether you did it on purpose or whether you did it unconsciously, it really works out really well. So very nicely done there. Okay, and then of course I always like to see that you can mix it up and shoot vertical shots too. And the fact that you were shooting with a wide-angle lens, and you get this foreground going here, and then your background out there too. That's great. I can obviously tell you were. It looks like you're probably standing up on the rocks. You'd probably climb down onto the rocks and everything. So really works great. Beautifully done. And since you showed me the other shot where you put the neutral density filter on to slow the water down, this could have been really interesting too. But I mean, just the shot as it is, it's just really beautiful. And it looks like you maybe even darkened in the sky a little bit here too. Hard to say, but it looks like one of those filters, a Koken filter. I used to use a Koken filter to dim down the sky and then leave the foreground in the brighter exposure. But what you've done here is just really very nice. Great job. And once again here too, you've got the exposure down to a half second, and I'm assuming that you probably have it on a tripod. So and maybe you've used a polarizer. It looks like you've got a little polarizing going on here too. So beautiful. Oh, okay. So here are your exposure compensations too. So that's great. I'm really glad that you did the exposure compensations. So yeah, that worked out really well. Let me go back to those. Yeah, perfect that you were able to just so I could see that you could make those adjustments, because sometimes when you're working with that, it can really add to what you can do with your picture. And then just these shots are these black and white shots, beautiful, beautiful. Always love those kinds of undulating highway kinds of pictures, especially when they have the lines on them, the dividing lines on them like that. Yeah, so you have a really great knack for landscapes. So very nice. Oh, it looks like maybe like one of the dams. Maybe that's the Alton Dam by Alton. I'm not sure. Oh, there it is right there. Alton Dam at dawn. There it is. Okay. But yeah, beautiful. Now those pastel colors that you have, and then to frame it with these silhouettes of these weeds right here, it really works really well. That really does softens it a whole bit. And then of course the reflections of the bridge in the water there. That's really very nice. So okay, so excellent job. Really, really well done. Very, very happy with what you got, and I can tell that you really like to shoot landscapes. So great job, Jane.